doesn't have the same bottom end. Definitely has more top end. Wow. And it doesn't seem to have any problem in the snow, which that is new. The old tires were shit in the snow. Old tires never would have made it through that. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Wow. I haven't taken this thing for a rip in a long time. Since about, gee whiz, July last summer. The belt doesn't smell happy, but it's not gone. How hot did that clutch get? Not crazy hot. So anyways, I've been working on this all winter long. This has been a long time coming. Factory GY6 blew out of this. This is a Hammerhead 150 GT. It came like lime green. We got quite a bit of years of use out of it before the GY6 finally just had enough. It seized and it's done. So, you know, I thought about finding another GY6, but I thought it might be fun to just throw a Predator engine in it. You know, I got it on sale, $169 off the shelf because I'm in the club. And then at first threw a centrifugal clutch on it. That wasn't enough. Immediately smoked the centrifugal clutch. I've had a bunch of problems with this CVT, but I think I finally got it dialed in. Everything's lined up perfect. I got some different belts that aren't absolute junk and don't smoke right away. Like before, I couldn't even pull this out of the shed. It couldn't get up and over the snow. And by the time I got to about here yesterday with the old belts, it had already completely fried the belt. So I can tell it's going to be hard on the belts. It's probably a little bit more power than this setup wants. I think I can get the Juggernaut front piece for this, and that might hang on a little bit better, because I did do a governor delete. I opened it up and like properly removed the governor, and I threw the header on there, and the intake, you can't really see it, but it's in there. And then I put I believe it's a number 37 jet in with the upgraded emulsifier inside of there. That seems to be running great. I adapted this down to some flex pipe because you saw what I drive through. If I had an air filter right here, that would, like, I'd have so much mud inside of this thing already. So I needed a snorkel. It's It's wet here. It's wet. I got all kinds of trails. I got a half-mile of trails back there, and there's big puddles on all of them. So very commonly when taking rips in this thing, we get completely just peppered in mud and puddles and everything else that comes off of there. All the fenders flew off of it. All the factory fenders are destroyed. I did modify rear suspension a little bit. There used to be this big cage thing that it all kind of swiveled together. More complicated than it needed to be. That was also kind of the motor mount for the GY6 engine. So I deleted that whole thing, added in some reinforcement here and here, and moved the shock mounting points from there to the back, which actually I was worried it was going to be too stiff, because it's stiff, but riding it actually, that felt better than it's ever felt. Threw the new tires on there. The original tires were 21 by 10 by 10. I threw 22 by 11 by 10, and these got real mean tread. Better tires on the front, and then I completely gutted all of the factory wiring. My daughter helped me with that. We gutted all the factory wiring and rewired in some nice bright LED lights. At nighttime, these just completely light up the whole path. Everything you need to see, you can see. Put a new trailing light on there, and then got that wired into the brake switch circuit as well, so when you hit the pedal, that gets really nice and bright. Anybody behind you knows you're slowing down. The factory brake master cylinder was toast, so we threw a new one of those on and got all the lines bled. Got real good, nice strong brakes again. Real good pedal response. You know, there's brakes right away. And then to keep the battery charged, put a new 8 amp hour AGM battery in it. We did just a simple chassis ground system, and then all we had to do is run positives for everything. Made wiring easier. There's less crap running around, less chance that it could fail, and it looks like this stayed weatherproof enough up top to charge this, because I didn't want to have to overcomplicate the engine and try to get charging voltage off of that to keep the battery afloat. I just installed a 55 watt semi-flexible solar panel, which actually makes for kind of a nice roof. You know, I was getting debris thrown at me from the tires, but I didn't have a lot of, you can see the seats are still halfway dry underneath here. So that's awesome. And that just runs down to a basic solar charge controller, and you can see right now batteries are at 12.1. It's cloudy, but it is technically charging right now. It is technically charging. So that'll keep the batteries afloat. That's way more than enough panel to charge this little battery. So leaving this thing out here for, you know, literally an hour, just, you know, leaving it chill out in basically any kind of conditions other than nighttime, and that'll refill this battery. So yeah, so far so good. That was awesome. I've taken a couple test rips that failed immediately, but I don't know. I rebuilt the CVT, and maybe something just wasn't right inside of it. Was, you know, maybe not lined up or torqued properly. Real simple setup, but I know it's all got to be fit together right. So it works. That's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Super, just tickled pink. Let me know what you think. This, you know, definitely not my normal channel content, but it does have its own off-grid system. The power system at least is self-sustaining on this thing, and, you know, get a little bit more mud on this black new paint job, and this will be pretty self-camouflaging in most environments. It's all blacked out now. So yeah, get a little bit more mud and some sticks and some leaves jammed up in the grill. And, you know, maybe if a guy needed, you know, kind of a quick little tactile vehicle to get somewhere quick, halfway quietly, have nice fuel range, be able to sneak around, you know, with, you know, if you had to get somewhere in a hurry, in an emergency, that might be a nice little, you know, SHTF vehicle where you could throw some last minute supplies and, you know, get somewhere. Or we could go camping in this thing. So I'm gonna thoroughly durability test this clutch today. Let's see how fast I can burn this belt out and see if these, you know, it's already working a lot better than it has yet. This is that's literally the first rip I've taken in this thing in since July. So very stoked. Now I can, you know, if everything holds up, now I can start thinking about this old hunk of shit. Gonna do a lot of chopping with that. That's gonna change a whole lot. Now I can finally clean the shop. That's awesome. Well, thanks for watching. God bless you.